from Einstein on gold. There we go. All right.
Hi.
Well, we are back and we are live. Yeah. Now you just said there's something brewing really fast on Euro USD. So I just pulled up Euro USD on my GNT, but I haven't charted yet. So share if you want to share your screen, Mike. Let's get it right away.
It's more just showing what's going on. It's extremely consistent and easy to trade right now. So starting here. And there's a 30-minute buy that just popped in. Now, honestly, that's very late because that buyer should have been at this line right here. So I'm not getting that.
Oh, yeah, that's really late.
Really late. So, but here's what's going on. There's a trend line that when I mapped it out, I mean, look at this. It's pretty much across the board. Okay. That's not why it's important, why I wanted to show you it. I wanted to bring it up because we talk about multiple confirmations.
Mm-hmm.
So we have what? A demand zone right here.
Yeah.
Where coming down to the line is right at the demand zone. So there's two confirmations. What's right above it? The 10. So we have the 10 stopping it or the first line of resistance in this scenario. That's another confirmation. Then we have the 20. So we have 4 confirmations in a very condensed area.
Mm-hmm.
That says to me that there's an extremely high probability that candle right here was not going to go flying down through here. It could, but not because of technicals. It would have been because of something fundamental.
Yep. Yep. I would agree with that statement.
Yep.
And that supply zone up above is definitely held. I mean, it's been pierced, but no candle is closed above it.
Yep. And this is now obviously a demand zone flipped.
Yep.
And that's been broken twice.
Third time's a charm.
You got it. But when I did that trend line, I mean, it keeps on pulling right to the line. I might retest a little bit it may go a little bit beyond, but I mean, right here, it's staying right at it.
Yeah.
And then up higher, I mean, if we want to look here, what do we have above? The 66 is coming down.
Yep.
So we have this support and resistance. I mean, we have this resistance line and high right here, which has been holding. But even if it pops through, we have the 66. And this actually should be flipped. That's a resistance line flipped. That's a resistance line flipped. Okay. So needless to say that we have a bunch of, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, all within this condensed area. So again, I'm pretty confident again that it's not going to make it past here. So by the way, if I was trading options, this would be phenomenal. But I'm not. So needless to say, there's a lot of predictability here.
Mm-hmm.
If we go to the 30, where's it saying it's going? Yes, I mean, even on the 30, I mean, it's pretty much holding that same line.
Look at that.
And did you hear, obviously you probably heard Donnie last night, he is adding it to the tool and he's going to, he's adding this SMA prediction indicator.
Yep.
And what he's going to do is in the upper right-hand corner, just put a prediction for when the next cross is going to happen.
Nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Einstein's great. I mean, just having all of those indicators there. By the way, so people don't know this, but and you can when you get TradingView, if you choose to use TradingView like we're using, phenomenal tool. I love using TradingView, but you're depending on the level of your subscription, you have a certain number of indicators. And one of the cool things that Donnie Pips has been putting into our Einstein codes, because he's the one who created that, the Einstein scanner. He's put in the moving averages. So you get the 20, the 66, the 200. He's putting in what you were just talking about, Mike, which is the predictive lines that I can see on your screen, those little dotted lines. Those things are beautiful. So he's building in more value into just that one little piece.
Yep.
We don't have to pay additional for those indicators. Now you may want to pay a higher version anyways, because you want other stuff. there's a lot of things that you can get with TradingView, but
Yeah.
even if you're at that lowest level, which quite frankly I am, because I haven't needed anything else, right? I'll up it when I go. I'm not on the free version, I'm on the other version, but if I was really, really focused on all of these indicators and all of this stuff, then I would have had to have upgraded, which I think you did, Mike, because
Yeah, I upgraded to premium, and I will highly recommend to anybody. And it's it would be a problem for me not to have it
with your
because
personality, yes.
yes, because I love to set multiple alerts. I like to customize things. I like to play and tinker with things to see if I can create something that's beneficial for me and for everyone else. That's
Yep.
that's where looking for this came from, and finding that. But I wouldn't have been able to add these three if I didn't have that. Now, with that being said, like that subscription, I got 70% off by doing it right around Black Friday.
Yes.
So be strategic. I'm not saying you don't need to jump in and do it in any way, shape, or form. And quite frankly, if I didn't get 70% off, I probably would have done the monthly payment. I probably would have done the monthly instead.
Yeah.
Which would have been a lot more money than I wanted to spend on it. But considering
it wasn't much. I think it was like what, $29-$30.
Mine's for a month. I think mine was like 40 something because I pay next year. My renewal is $750 for the year.
Okay.
Got it.
But I paid like like $240. I paid so much. It was so cheap.
Yeah, the one I got, if I were to choose the monthly, it was like $15.
Yeah.
And and I can make the $15 over the course of a month, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I just pointing that out. All the extra value that we get from Einstein, that we get from Build Academy, that we're getting from Donnie Pips, that we're getting from the entire training that we're doing, and as part of our quest as well. So it's just awesome. So let's look at these. So you were looking at the Euro USD. So let's talk about entries and exits here on this one. And by the way, folks, everything we're saying here, we're just telling you what we've experienced, what we're learning, what we're just documenting our journey for this quest, which is all about turning $250 into $1 million in Forex. All right, as newbies, like, we just started a few months ago. We're learning, we're getting better, and but we are not making any recommendations to you whatsoever. This is simply us just documenting our journey and sharing it. That's it. So, but you can certainly join us in the quest, learn as we are, and build an incredible skill and have fantastic tools too. So gotta love that. So yeah, so let's go back to the charts and let's talk about entries and exits where we are right now.
All right, so right here, we're on this candle right here. There's 30 minutes left in it. So this candle isn't going to really. So again, for me, I'm looking for it to hit here, and I want to see what it does. I'm looking for it to hit here, and I'm looking at these two. Now, quite frankly, we could fib it. And obviously, on a lot of candles, I've had it used. So there's a couple of fib retracement tools that we have programmed in here. I'm going to use this one as an example. So if I wanted to see if this right here, so we go down and I put it at the bottom, and basically, if you can see here, because that white line is not, if it was down here and red continued down here, then we'd have a supply zone on that candle. But because we don't, so this is just a short and easy tool. But let's just say I don't want to use this one. Let's say I want to do it again, and I want to do it from, actually, is Donnie doing it to the wick or to the base? I forget. What is his preference?
It was to the base, but not the active.
Not the active. So it'd be this one. Right? The highest one. Here we go. And let me right click on it. Template. Fib DP for Donnie Pips. And that's going to also give us an idea. Now, Actually, you know what? He does the base, but he does the bottom based on a base too, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
But I think he would do the base. There's always base to base, but wouldn't he do the one a little further to the right? So, no, go over 2 red candles. One more.
This one?
I would have gone to the next one over.
Is that showing up on the screen? Can I zoom in on that just to make sure you guys it's not lagging?
I don't know if you can zoom in.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see it now. So you were saying you wouldn't go to this one, you'd go to what? This one? Which one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes, but the base, yeah. And really, it didn't change. It doesn't change as much as far as where the current candle is. But what it's doing is it's condensing where the marks are. So the negative 0.18, negative 0.27, the 1.0, of course, right? I mean, right now we're above the 0.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to, if we're looking at places where it could turn around, it could turn around at the negative 0.18, the negative 0.27, or even the 382. But if you look at your other mark, which it's not on right now, the resistance line and high that you've got there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that for a sec. Yep. So we have this resistance line right here.
Yeah.
We got the 66.
Yeah.
2 other resistance lines, and then behind it we don't have anything till we go up here, and that's, guess what's up by here, the 200.
Way up there. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I'm just curious, because I'm looking at this and saying, well, wait a minute. There is a little bit up there that could stop it, but what's causing even the upswing now? Why is the euro picking up over the dollar? Like I keep looking for reasons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can show you. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
This sure didn't hurt. So a lot of euro news this morning. Not a bunch of different things that are going on, but I mean that pretty much held solid. Italian monthly employment, that's good.
Yeah.
PPI month over month, that's good. Unemployment rate, Europe, that's good. And that's all stuff that was happening when it started to turn around this morning.
Yep.
So I noticed, I mean, that's a bunch of it. That's not everything, but that's a bunch of it. Now, if we go, here's the news on FinViz.
Well, wait, you've got the U.S. non-farm payroll right there.
Right.
Non-farm employment change, anyway, 63,000.
Yep. But that's good for the U.S. So that would typically cause euro to go down.
Right. So it's like, and that came out at 8:15.
Yeah.
We're not going to start seeing that. Although we might, if we go back and we looked at the 8 o'clock candle.
8 o'clock candle is right here.
Not seeing it on there because we're looking at.
Oh, sorry. Let me switch it.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. 8 o'clock candle is right here.
I love that. Oil, $74.
Yeah. That was 7. It was higher than that this morning.
Yeah. Well, people are figuring out this is quickly coming to an end. It's it was projected 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And of course that would have raised the cost of oil across the world. And then there was the close of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran, and then there was the sinking of 14 naval vessels, Iran's naval vessels from the U.S. So we just decimated their navy, so they can't block Hormuz, and we've got our own warships that are escorting.
I was going to say that
ships. So
Yep.
Really, that's going to continue to drop the price of oil, and it's looking like we've got air superiority already. I mean, complete. and therefore the only thing that they still seem to have remaining in Iran are a lot of drones and drones in caves in different places. So they haven't been decimated yet, but they will, and they'll run out. It's a fixed supply that's going to go. What doesn't get destroyed gets used, and but this is winding down much faster than the 4 weeks, or appears to be much faster than the 4 weeks that was anticipated.
Yeah, and I saw. I mean, you have I think 3 other things too that play in here, and which, by the way, in the third one, I'll briefly elaborate because my son found it absolutely fascinating. He's like, "Wait a minute, what?" But number one, as you said, Trump said yesterday, "You're going to block the Strait of Hormuz. Great, our warships will guide it through. Our ships will break. We'll make sure they come through, and we'll take care of anything that comes at us in the way." So, yeah.
What did he do with that though? This guy's brilliant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He says, all right, we're going to insure it. So any ships that want to go through, you can pay for insurance. And we got this.
And why is that? Because all the insurance companies denied insurance to any ship trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz the day before, that day. Yeah. So it was a counter response to that.
Right. No. But here's a factor.
Yeah.
Just because Trump said it means your chances of getting insured by the United States government, if your tanker goes down, are like, what are the chances of really getting paid out?
Who knows? Why wouldn't
I mean, that's a factor. Well,
yeah.
Just because, I'm taking the other side.
Yeah.
Just because he said it doesn't mean it will happen.
Right.
Well, so it doesn't take and I know. It's a 20-mile area. They're giant ships.
Yeah.
They're easy targets. And Iran doesn't need to take out too many before that and sink them before that's not passable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if you search that, how many ships need to go down in there in order to block it so it's not navigatable anymore. It's not that many. They still have the capability.
How many have gone down so far?
So it's a factor. Well, how many have gone through? That's the question.
I don't know. We don't know.
Right.
Other than the news on the app, we don't hear anything about
Look, the cost. I mean, the first day took $210 billion worth of, armaments that got dropped on the country.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't that be better used here in the United States and stick to the America First policy? Now it's kind of like America Last.
No, not exactly, because
that's your view, but that's not my view.
Well, no, and that's fair. And
you won't re-educate me, and I won't re-educate you.
No, and your statement is a fair statement. At the same time, we also have to look at what has the cost of Iran and the still current regime, although it's pretty much decimated, caused our country and caused the world, between all the terror sponsor and all the other stuff that they do. So is this money well spent to protect and support the United States and America first?
We'll see.
I think long term it is, but we won't truly know which one of us is correct on that for a while still.
Yeah.
Right. So you could be totally right. I'm not, but, and you have every, that your opinion is just as strong as mine. At the same time, we'll see what happens.
And not to go off on a political tangent right now, because I easily could as well. But
we'll stick to the chart.
I'm just saying, this is a perfect opportunity if somebody was going to support Iran in the Strait of Hormuz, like a superpower, aka China, or someone to come in and do something to a ship passing through and make a big statement. Not saying that's going to happen. Don't expect that's going to happen. But just saying, if something like that was going to happen, pretty impactful moment if they wanted to, which then creates a whole new worldwide crap storm. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But bottom line is, that all. And so here's why, everyone. Here's why we're all talking about this. I swore off the news years ago. I swore off any news, because anything I put on the news was this person died, this person this, a kid was kidnapped. the dog was destroyed by a antifreeze. I'm like, everything was like, no, but everything I turned on, I'm like, by the way, this guy just donated $10 million to the hospital. Don't cover that story today. Start covering that today. The guy just built out a brand new wing to help cancer patients because his wife recovered from cancer at that hospital. Let's focus on that story. Now, I understand that's not the way the brain works. That doesn't sell. Okay, so I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but that's why I swore it off. A couple of my kids noticed that I had on TV a lot more on different stations, especially Bloomberg and BBC. And I like listening to BBC because it's a different take, a very European, definitely
Right.
because it's obviously BBC.
Yes.
But it's interesting to hear their take on things, and it's funny to hear them talk about the U.S. and it's like, and it's pretty accurate though. Most of the things they're saying. With that being said, it directly impacts the market so much.
Mhm.
That fundamental news and that fundamental, and anytime there's a press conference, anytime words are said, anytime things are communicated, like even Trump's statements yesterday about Spain.
Yeah.
How does that impact the euro? First thing I started doing, okay, how is this going to impact the euro? It's only a portion of it.
That's right.
And then I start, yeah. But I'm saying like stuff like that, for example, he's frustrated with Great Britain, but Great Britain is working with us and is doing a lot of things now that they are doing more offensive things than just defensive things now. So whatever. It's just something you have to be aware of, because otherwise it can, if you're trading, it can financially impact you if you're not
Right.
at least aware.
That's what we've seen that.
Yeah.
Something you wouldn't think would affect, and it does.
Yep.
And Donnie talks about that, like any news event, be ready.
And it trumps everything, and not bad and
Yeah.
pun right there, but bottom line is
Yes.
it really
Right. Yeah.
takes precedence.
It does. It does. And that's why I asked, why is the euro going up over the dollar right now? Which is what started this part of the conversation.
Yep.
By the way, I have to do one little aside, and this is not political at all. This is going to something you just said, Mike. I don't know that I've ever shared this, but one of the things, and because I've launched a lot of companies over the years, tech companies, non-tech. I've had fun starting businesses, but when I was a kid, and because I had a paper route, right? I mean, many of us, and from my age, had paper routes when we were kids, right? And I had a pretty large one. But I kept looking, and at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a newspaper, but I wanted to have a totally positive newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I grew up. That was what was in my head. It's like, we need to have something that's sharing all the good stuff, because there's some great stuff out there, and you don't see it. So, but I'm with you. I mean, when it comes time to stuff like this with war, and we have to look at how it affects the market for us, right? Because we're going to take a trade. Well, something that's going to happen or is happening is going to affect it, like the price of oil as an example, the price of gold. So all of those things affect what we're doing, and so we kind of have to pay attention. And I don't like the news, and any news channel. I could care less, but I need to know about financial news.
Yeah. And you can tune out when they're interviewing 10 people, or they're like, oh, this guy is this person. You're like, this guy is not an expert. I don't even know why they're interviewing this guy. So you can just tune out for a minute. But I mean, it is pretty fascinating as how it directly impacts everything, especially financially, because what people don't realize is it's an extreme. I mean, people do realize it, but people getting into it don't realize how the market is just like, it's like a baby. It's just extremely emotional. It just wants something, it cries. It just cries and screams and kicks its feet and throws a tantrum, and the whole world's like, oh no, and follows like, look at the poor baby. Let's get rid of everything until we get the baby. It's nuts.
So well said, and so true. And what were we taught by Donnie as far as how we have to trade? No emotion.
Right.
Exactly.
Right? We don't have anything to do with emotion. We watch the market, and it's the emotion that moves the market, but it doesn't have to move us.
Yep.
So,
You emotionally detach from the outcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Which
we got-
some people can't do, by the way. And if you can't do that and you don't have the ability to do that, thank you. You can
Right.
tune out.
yeah, or you know what? You can still join us in the quest, but not do the actual trading. Other than demo, stick with the demo if you want to do
Yeah.
that. Because you don't want to lose a lot of money, and you would. You get into the market emotionally, you will lose a lot of money. But you can use our Algo Alpha Gold
Yep.
and other stuff where it's just trading for you. So, and that's computer, that's algorithms. That is not, there's no emotion there, which is beautiful.
Yes.
But to get back to the chart, I was pointing out that we've got now 13 minutes left in the candle, and that supply zone has held. It was years, many times, but has held and has been a rejection point.
Yep.
So that's interesting all by itself. Now there's only there's only 10 pips there between that base and the base of that current bullish candle and where it currently is, 10,
Yep.
11 pips. So not a whole lot of room to make a very profitable trade unless you're making you get a very large lot size.
Yeah, so what I've been doing on Euro USD, I wanted to show you this because the first thing I do is chart the 1 hour. I don't really trade the 1 hour that often anymore in Euro USD.
Okay.
I trade the 4 hour.
Really?
Yep, because I like making $8 to $14 on trades rather than $1.
So tell me the philosophy here, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've been edging to shorter time frames.
For gold, yes. For gold, I'm with you.
Okay, but on something like this, so you're just sitting there watching it, and you're going for.
I shut off all alerts on Euro USD except for 1 hour, 30 minutes, because 30 minutes is an entry point for even 4 hours sometimes.
Yep.
So 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. Those are the only alerts I have on now for Euro USD. And if there's a daily play, I will get in and set it and forget it and walk away.
Really?
Yep. I've only done daily once, but just because it was the right time and I saw it. But the 4 hour I did a couple of times, and I've won 3 times and I've lost once. And the one time I lost was late at night. I took it on a hedge. I didn't have all the evidence I normally did. I just was hedging some news that had come out with what I was seeing. And I'm like, I was playing a bounce. I'm like, this thing's going to bounce. And if it bounces right now with this news, like it likely will, then I'm going to kill it. If not, I'm going to take like a $10, $20 loss. And it was a $14 loss. That was that one loss. But I mean, it was, and the reason why I'm doing that is I want to do larger lot sizes as I move on. I'm just right now sticking to like 2 or 3, 0.02, 0.03, small lot sizes.
Yeah.
Just trying to understand how to do this so I can actually make it profitable and make me care.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things I used to directly do even on the sales side of things. Listen, here's what we're going to do before we start. Here's why you care. Because people don't care, they're not going to pay attention. So like a lot of these pairs that I traded with and I looked at and I saw Algo using, and I was looking at why they're trading that, how are they trading that. It's just a lot of overhead for a little reward.
Yeah.
And Euro USD is stable, and I started figuring out how to get some decent money off it. Nothing, but I'm trying to just grow this. I have an account on this one. I tried putting in. Here's the challenge here. It was $50 in the account.
Okay.
How soon can I get it up to $250 using just Euro USD? So it's almost like a preliminary step.
Sure.
And it was just an idea that I had, and I'm like, let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
Or see how fast we can do it. I know I can do it. So, I mean, that's going to take a little bit of time because I'm really not pulling in more than 5 to 15 a day yet. But as that balance increases, I can increase the lot sizes as well.
Exactly. And your confidence. I mean, when you go 8 out of 10,
Yeah.
which is, just about where you are. Well, right now, if you're at 75%, so 7.5 out of 10, because you said 3 out of 4,
Yep.
were profitable. And then it's like increasing lot size is not an issue.
Right. And my previous 25 trades were at 80%.
See?
So
you're figuring this out.
yeah. Yep. And it's and this is something, again, because it's extremely calm and structured because I don't have balance concerns.
Mhm.
I think that's really important for mindset for people is yes, you got to be willing to risk it all at certain times. I get that. You need to be willing to do that. But the way that I trade and the way that my trading plan works, I need to have a buffer. I need to have a confident buffer that, okay, if I have, let's say, just as a bad example, but let's say I have $500 in an account that I'm trading. I'm willing to trade. I'm not willing to let that balance get below $100 until it's over 1,000. And if it does, if something happens and something catastrophic goes wrong and it's down to 50 because I missed something, okay, whatever, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But there's a buffer. If it's below that, then it can go to 0. And that's, yes, you can start over, but it's like starting over from scratch. That's how obviously a train, you can put a piece of wood in front of it to stop it if it's not running because it has no momentum.
Right.
So momentum's it's a powerful force.
It is. Now, have you been watching crypto? Because
my son's been trading crypto. I have not. Yep, that's all. He's only trading Bitcoin USD.
Nice. Well, yesterday it was at what, 60, 68.
Yep.
It's moved up right now. It's at 73 for Bitcoin.
Yep.
And then I made some moves in one of my crypto accounts for I was gonna go and pick up a little bit more XRP yesterday. I made the moves,
but it was at a good price. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it was at a really good price. It still is technically.
Yes.
But I go and it's like I got sidetracked and I didn't pull the trigger on the purchase. I get the money over there to do what I was going to do, and now it's up 10 cents over yesterday because it's at $1.35, $1.37. Now it's at $1.45.
Yep.
So, but interesting.
And XRP was at 123 last week.
Yeah.
At one point. Yep.
Yeah. It came down fairly low.
Also, look at this, by the way. Saturday at 11 a.m. As of right now, we have to watch it. This will change. But E3 cross. E3 cross on Bitcoin.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
And growth. And this is going to spike. I don't know the predictions when. I have not spent enough time in it, but I am 100% confident that Bitcoin will be getting back over 100. Well over 100.
Yeah.
But in the, we'll say, not so distant future. We'll leave it at
that. That's a little cryptic for the crypto, but okay. So yeah, this is
why I love this. This is why I love this tool. Like I love knowing that right now I need to pay a lot of attention between Friday and potentially overnight, and even set and see what's going on, because that could be huge.
That could be huge.
Yeah.
It's interesting because if things are going to start to slowly wind down, I mean, it's not really going to wind down for a bit, but slowly wind down here, oil's going to come down, things are going to get more stable again, and you're going to see more. I think just in general, you're going to see more going into crypto. There's other reasons as well, but I think that we are going to see some significant increases. So,
and you saw Bank of New York, BNY Mellon's, they announced that they're heavily, as of March 2026, they announced yesterday that they're heavily involved in the digital asset space. offering institutional custody and acting as a custodian for Bitcoin ETFs, including Morgan Stanley's proposed Bitcoin Trust.
Love it. Love
Yep.
it. So those of you who don't
Mhm.
think Bitcoin and crypto is going to be real, I'm sorry, folks. When the big banks are involved, when you get all these organizations and companies spending billions of dollars, it's not going away.
Yeah.
So
If I had the microphone that could handle this in a louder tone, I would scream "Wake up!" But that would only hurt everyone's ears. It would be muffled, and it would be bad for everybody.
Yep.
So, yeah. There's my. There's a million ways I can put it, but that's just I'm very confident in that.
Well, and if you look at all of these, take a look. So you're on Bitcoin right now, and you can see the
Yep.
last 3 candles, and you're in the 4-hour. Last 3 candles have been pretty good increases. Go to ETH for a second, and then go to XRP.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
XRP.
And all doing
Solana.
the same thing. Yeah. All of them doing the same thing.
I ended up basically every week I was just kept on adding XRP for the past about month, 2 months.
We don't
Yeah.
have WLFI in this, do we? Because that's the only one you mentioned that you didn't mention that I have a decent WLF. Look at that.
Where is? Oh, here it is. What I wanted to see over here. There we go. Is that
That's
perpetual contract? Yeah, I don't. That's not what I want. But where's all exchange types? No. Sources. There we go. I have most of this stuff from Coinbase, so I want to just limit it to here. There we go. All right. So this one right here.
Oh, yep. Yeah, compared to
And-
US dollar, or you could even USD
Yep.
DC. But
We'll move it up into my crypto space, which
that's
is
mine now. It's like I was just thinking about that. It's like, what is this doing? I'm not even looking at my crypto wallets right now. In my
and I actually this whole thing got changed on me. I keep my order pretty uniform here. That's fine. I typically move Solana up, then Aave, Uniswap, WLFI, and then an Atom. I'm just curious about Atom from a more of a staking perspective.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, on depending on which wallet you use for staking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was looking at a couple in Kraken. Like I've got multiple different wallets, so I'm not going to go into all of those. But with Kraken, I can get like 26%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just insane.
Yeah, the first one I saw was 18. That's my first when I was like, all right, well, let's learn more about this because 18% just parking money works for me. So,
yes, indeed.
and also, where did we have the cross here? Bitcoin, where did we have the? Oh, well, that's on the 1 hour.
So, and what do we have for WLFI? Did you click on that? I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
no, I'll go to it right now. I gotta put the right color on that because my OCD's kicking in on me again. There we go. WLFI, we're on it right now. This is the 1 hour. So we had this cross this. Where's the 200?
It's probably up because it dropped a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what Donnie was talking about. The only thing, see how this tool kind of stops around here?
Yep.
He wanted to see it go a little bit further. So he was going to add a little bit of code to try to carry that out so we can get more predictive. But I mean, if we're looking at trajectory somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Now, what about the 66? We're probably, I mean, we're obviously days out. This is Friday. I mean, the same thing. We're probably looking at on the 1 hour for WLFI. Let's see how that plays out with regards to the predictions on the next cross. And again, the 10's holding strong
Yeah.
on a bunch of them.
So it's funny when I used to day trade stocks long time ago, and never did anything with forex or anything like that. But I did stocks, and it was always in products that I used.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was comfortable with the products, I was comfortable with the companies, et cetera. And that meant something. Now, when I'm looking at trades and I'm thinking, okay, which of these do I own?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because here's the value, and this kind of goes to your oil experience, right? But if I own, let's say, Bitcoin and Solana and WLFI and XRP and whatever, and I'm falling into the markets, I'm trading it on Forex. I don't know why I didn't look up WLFI before. It just clicked as you were going through it. But if I'm doing that, then I'm seeing what's happening in the market, because I'm not always tracking that pricing. But if I'm in the market doing trades, I'll be like, hey, I can see where this is going to be a good time to buy and this is going to be a good time to sell.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is going to be an incredible skill when you think about it, because how many people they'll buy, like I've hodled a lot of tokens, right? So which just means, if you don't know, I hold a lot. I hold tokens. I don't typically sell them, but going into something like this with Forex, and we can see, okay, wait a minute, I can see that this is going to drop, and this is going to drop by, I'm estimating X, whatever it is. Well, I can know when I should take some profit, come back down, and then buy it back on the other side, which is exactly what we're doing with Forex, except we don't own it there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So just like you are experiencing savings on your oil to heat your house because you're able to trade oil and you understand its movements, same thing here with crypto. That's powerful if you think about it. And this is something that this is just a great skill to learn.
Yeah, I do have to put myself down for this for 2 seconds, because it's a very real life raw moment. When we came back from Aruba, our house was 42 degrees. Part of that was I was watching the price of oil and saw it go up, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna wait a day before giving him a call. We're gonna wait a day before giving him a call. And granted, it was only 16 days since our last fill up, but I waited, and he came on the 17th day, which every other year would have been fine. And the fact that my wife had turned the heat down in the house to 65 for the last 3 days, I figured would buy us a day. So the good news is we came home and the toilet tank was all set. I bled it and we were good to go. The other good news is that we didn't waste heat in the house for the week we were stuck down there. Week and a half we were stuck. I mean, for a week we were down there, and the 3 days that looks like it went out. But that was one of them scenarios where that was really irresponsible. I mean, I got to be honest. I got a little bit too involved and should have just let go and just said, suck it up and pay the extra $20. Who cares? But it was more of almost like, okay, but I know where it's going.
Mike, but here's one of the things you just said. And unless you've done it and know how to do it, no one would catch it. You said you had to bleed the line.
Yeah.
And that meaning your tank goes empty and you get air in the line between there and your oil in your burner unit on your furnace, and you have to bleed it. You have to get the air out to get there. So just that you know how to do that puts you in a smaller category of people. And I know how to do it. Just as my father was a plumbing heating contractor, and when I worked for him for 4 years when I got out of school before I went into banking. But yeah.
it actually ties a lot into what we're doing. This little comment I'm going to make about that, Steve, is so many things that I learned that are how to troubleshoot a dishwasher. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, there's basic troubleshooting. How to install a oh my gosh, disposal. I
Right.
never even thought about a disposal, but I was like, I'm not paying a guy $200 to plug it into the wall,
Yeah.
put it up, and tighten a few screws. I'm like, I don't mind doing it, but I feel like I am. So, needless to say, I would typically pay someone to do it the first time, consider that my training, observe what they did and how they did it, and if I thought it was so simple that I could do it next time, I would do it. And nowadays we have YouTube for everything. So, but bottom line is that's what we're kind of offering. We're offering people the ability to just to sit and watch, see how easy it is, see if it makes sense to you, see if it aligns with you, and then just get involved like we did. But you're getting like a sneak peek behind the window of everything that we have access to, of what we're learning, of and getting information. That's, I mean, this is live.
Yes, it is.
So people are getting information that is just so valuable, and it's doing the exact same thing that I know I did, is just observe people that know what they're doing or learn and then duplicate it. And you can't do anything.
And that note and about learning and what we're learning here and learning how to trade and trade in Forex. And the three of us have just kind of gravitated here independently on Forex. And we got it versus, other types of trading. And there are a lot of programs out there that people may see and come across where they're telling you, you don't have to learn anything. All you have to do is get our alert, copy it, paste it, put it into, another algorithm that we have, and, potentially make a profit. And that's all great until you don't have that resource anymore. What we're learning, and you've said it, Mike, it is a life skill that we can take anywhere, any place. And we don't have to rely on anybody else. So at the same time, it's really creating a unique independence for each of us, that we don't have to rely on somebody else. We don't have to learn how to, we don't have to create something else to sell. We don't have to find customers, and we don't have to learn any social media platforms in order to get our message out in order to sell product. So it's really unique, and encourage people to get educated. And at the same time, we have the algorithms that you can just park money in your brokerage account and have it ebb and flow and earn substantial increases, which people have been doing. Best of both worlds.
I had a realization today that there's about, my son's school next year is going to be about 30 grand. My daughter's University of Hawaii is about 30 grand. My oldest daughter, if she goes back to school next year, ballpark's going to be minimum, depending on where she goes, but it's going to be minimum 30 grand where she's going. So that leaves my daughter Finley, who is at public school right now, loves where she is, doesn't want to go anywhere right now. And I was like, well, that's not fair. The other three get 30 grand and she doesn't get 30 grand. I'm like, so I'm like, your task is to right now make an additional 30 grand that you can just throw in the algo for Finley and just let it grow. I'm like, and there's your 30 grand that you get to give her. I'm not even going to tell her. I'll decide at the end of the year, but by the way, here's what happened. I did this for your siblings. I did this for you. And therefore it's even across the board. Now, the great news is I have to make that money.
There you go.
So there's a lot of ways to do that, but this is definitely one of those venues because, again, sky's the limit.
It really is. It really is. And I think that's a great place to end for today. Folks, this is just us sharing and really and learning. I mean, we're learning from each other, right? All three of us are, covering different topics, getting into different things. And I know I'm learning. I learned a ton from Stephen. I'm learning a ton from Mike. Mike has, he's just so, I want to say experimental, not mental, but experimental.
Depending on who you ask.
No. But I mean, he's getting in there and he's learning how to use all of the tools and some of the neat features and what it really means and how it translates. And I'm looking at the overall market. So we all have our different perspectives. So we're just sharing that. We're sharing, like, again, what we're learning in our journey. So it's not financial advice, but it is just us, doing what we're doing. And I love that, Mike, an extra 30 grand that you can put in for an account. By the way, Algo Alpha Gold.
Mm.
We said that yesterday. I think it was. Oh no, a couple days ago.
Right.
That in the past year, what was the rate of return on that again?
I'm going there right now.
I think it was 1,200 or 1,300%.
Right.
I believe, and that past performance does not mean future. But you can look at history and say, okay, well, it does pretty well. If it does half that, I'd be pretty happy. if it did a tenth of that, I think we'd all be pretty happy, making over 100% a year. Right? I mean, that's doubling our money. That's just, it's just amazing.
Right.
It's again, we just have access to such powerful information, and you guys get to see it all right here. This isn't hypothetical. We're not saying this. I mean, we can get in and show you what we have access to, and that's what we're doing. And right now, I mean, as I mentioned, part of this quest, what I'm doing is taking the money, getting to that 4K mark, pulling out 2K and throwing it direct into the algo.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start trading from the 2K and building it back up to that next 4K threshold.
Exactly. Because this for us, this is learning. Let the system make a lot of the money and keep reinvesting, because that's working 24/7 for us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time to put 24/7 into this. I like to spend time with my family, with my wife. I like to do different things. And oh yeah, I run a couple of companies, actually three different companies. So I don't have the time for that. But I can learn, I can play, I can get good at, and then just let the system run the future, if I can put it that way. So with that, yeah, we are finished for today. We will be back. Guys, I am actually not going to be available tomorrow. I'm at an event tomorrow morning. So I'll be I will be away, but you two gentlemen can certainly carry the torch and have some fun. And so I will see all of you back on Monday. But we will have the live stream still tomorrow with Mike and Steven. So with that, have a fantastic day, all.